Hello guys, welcome to my channel techietoes, and today I'm starting a new course called Getting Started with Arduino. This course is aimed towards people who have no context on Arduino and who want to get started with it. Maybe they want to create some IoT projects around them. They want to do some automation, or they just want to get into robotics. So this course will get you started with Arduino. It will explain to you what Arduino is, how do you program into it, and how do you maybe interface a few devices with it. So let's get started with the course contents first. The first of all, I'll be explaining the basics of breadboard. Now, this is a really important topic because we will be building all our circuits on top of this breadboard, and it is really important to know how breadboard works internally. And the reason behind it is that you do not end up burning your components. So getting knowledge on the breadboard is highly important. One cannot skip it. And I'll be explaining what, why, and how of a breadboard. So what it is, why do we need to use one, and how do you use one. The next topic will be introduction to Arduino. Now here in this topic, I'll cover the basics of Arduino. I'll maybe talk about few Arduino boards which are common, like Arduino Nano, Uno, Mega. And I'll be showing you the pinouts of Arduino. I'll be using an Arduino Nano. So I'll be explaining what microcontroller chip is mounted on top of it, and what are the pinouts, what are input and outputs, and how do you interface that with your laptop or a PC. In the next section, we will look at Arduino IDE. And this IDE is provided by Arduino. It's where you can write code in C or C++, and then you can burn that code into an Arduino board. And we'll also look at the basic program structure. So when you open a new file, which is also called a sketch in Arduino IDE, you get a template and where you can start writing your code. So I'll be explaining what that template is and then what a basic program structure is basically. Next, we will write our first program, which will be LED blink, which is also known as the hello world of Arduino. So this program is a super simple program that is also available in the examples section of the IDE, but I'll be explaining it line by line. We will type it out. I won't be opening it from the examples section. However, the code will be exactly the same with maybe some minor tweaks here and there. Then the second program we will look at is how to interface a push button, and we will look at its working. We'll understand how it works. And maybe I'll also talk about some applications of a push button there. Then once we have gained enough knowledge on LEDs and push buttons, I thought of including 3 projects at the end of this course so that we can apply that knowledge and make something useful. So the first one will be a toggle switch with push button, and this is a beginner kind of level. Now in this, what we'll do is we'll take a push button and we will program it such that it behaves like a toggle switch. So I'll talk more about the push button, but just for more context here, push button doesn't have a state. So it doesn't stick to a position, right? It's like a key on your keyboard. So when you push it, it will go down, but as soon as you let go of your finger, it will come up. So you need to program it in order to make it work as a toggle switch. So we'll do that. We will switch on and off an LED. Then the second project will be short and long press with push button. Now this is at an intermediate level. So here what we'll be doing is using a single push button. We will identify whether it's a short press or a long press. Now this has various applications. One I can remember of right now is if you look at any Bluetooth device, let's say your headphones or any Bluetooth device which has like a single button. Let's talk about the headphones. So using a single button, you can either pause or play a song, or if you hold it for 3 or 5 seconds, it enters into the Bluetooth pairing mode. So that is an application, and that is exactly short and long press with a push button. So this will be an interesting one. And then the third project will be flip-flop. So maybe if you are in your first year of university, you might know about flip-flop, but not a problem. If you don't know about it, I will be explaining what a flip-flop is before we start coding. And I would highly recommend you guys to, make this by yourself. Try to code it. Try to build the circuit based on the knowledge that you have gained in the first and second program. But if you cannot, that's not a problem. I'll still be showing end to end how do you build a circuit, and then how to write a code, and maybe I'll also talk about the thinking behind it. Like, I won't be just typing out the code. I'll be explaining each and every maybe section of it, maybe like an algorithm that you need to think before you can write the code. All right, so that's all about the contents of the course. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below around these topics. And now let's move on to the components required section. So I will be building all the circuits on a breadboard. So like I have a breadboard here. So I'll be creating projects, and I'll be showing it to you, like building circuits and writing code onto it. I don't like the simulator that much. So you will need few components, and these are like super cheap components. It won't require a lot of money. The first one is a breadboard. Now I've also attached pictures here for reference, because when you go onto Google and search for all these components, you will see various components, like various types of breadboards, various types of LEDs in the market. But I highly recommend you get these ones, exactly the same. So the first one is 830 point breadboard. It's a full size breadboard. The picture is right there on the right. It has like color coded lines for negative and positives. We will look at what it is in the next video, but get at least one. Then you will need few LEDs. So 2 to be precise for this course, but later on you will need more LEDs. So LEDs are also like cheap. You can buy maybe a pack of 50 for less than maybe 40 rupees if I talk about INR. Sorry, not 40, I think 80 rupees in INR. So get LEDs, 5mm ones. There is a picture here showing a red LED, but color doesn't really matter. Get any color LEDs you can get. Then you buy resistors as well. So 2 types of resistors. So resistors come in different values, right? You have to buy 2 values of resistors. So first is 220 ohms and the second is 10 kilo ohms. All right. This will be required to connect your LEDs and push button. We'll look at it later, but get that. Then you need Arduino Nano, the most important component here. So you can also buy Arduino Uno, because that's also a really common board available in the market. But the reason I chose Arduino Nano, it's because of its size. It's a very small board. So here it is, like I have one right here. So it's a really tiny board, and it's really easy to fit this into an IoT project where size is an issue. You cannot fit a larger board. So get Arduino Nano, and preferably get 2, because there is a chance where you burn your Arduino Nano board. I have done it myself, and it happens when you just start, maybe due to some short circuits on the breadboard with power supply. So you get 2 boards if you can, but one is required as part of this course. Then when you buy Arduino Nano, you sometimes get a USB mini to USB-A cable. Right? But if you do not get one, you please buy a cable, which is a mini USB to USB type A. The picture is shown here, and that goes right into the Arduino Nano. So let's see if it focuses. Yeah. So it will go in there. And yeah, get one cable, and then you also need the push button. That's the last component. Push button is a really small tactile switch, which has 4 legs. And you can also buy this in bulk. So get those. 2 are required for this course. Now coming on to the software section. For software, you only need Arduino IDE, which you can download from their official website. The link is there on the slide, but you can Just type Arduino IDE on Google and you can download it. I'll also link this in the description below. And yeah, once you have all the components and you installed Arduino IDE, you are good to go. And then you can proceed with this course. So the next video will be on basics of breadboard, and I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.